now that I've shown you him loading and unloading when he hasn't been brushed up on the exercises, let's go back over here and I'll show you some exercises that I would do to tune him up on trailer loading, which are also exercises you can use with a younger horse that hasn't been trained to trailer load. I've already shown you how I have control over moving his shoulders and his hips and sending him forward, but now I'm going to use an obstacle such as a tarp to add another level of excitement. Before I do that, I want to make sure that my horse has emotional control. So one of the other ways that I test my horse's emotional control is that after I've got the physical control over his body, I want to test how he handles pressure. He's a little bit jumpy and a little bit sensitive right now. I can tell because when I move, he's moving around a little bit too much. I almost wish he looked a little bit more dull, a little bit more quiet. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do an exercise that he has done before, and I'm going to start whipping with a little bit of pressure. This is something that we would call emotional control, because what I'm doing is I'm adding pressure to him that is stress. And you can see he's moving around a little bit, trying to jump and figure out what's needed. And so this is what we would call emotional control. He's got the ability to understand that even though there's a lot of energy going on around him, he's not supposed to move. Now you can see him licking and chewing a little bit. You can see him standing still. You can hear another horse in the barn snorting because even though they're very far away, they're having an emotional reaction to this noise. Let's do it again. Now, you saw him raise his head a little bit, but he stayed still. He seems to understand that this is not something that's supposed to affect him. I will show you in a different segment how we're going to teach some of that emotional control. But now that we've got some physical control, the ability to move his shoulders, move his hips, and we've tested his emotional control, now we're going to take him and send him up to something else. We're going to send him up to this tarp. This tarp can represent sending him into the trailer because I'm going to follow the same rules that I just was when I was at the trailer. So for example, I could place myself right here, and now I have the ability to send him around me. And so I'm going to ask him to walk over and look at the tarp. So I want him to walk up and look at this. This tarp could represent the back of the horse trailer. So one other option we have is to let him walk up and look at it and then turn him and send him away. So now I've turned him and I've sent him away, and I'm going to turn him and send him back because our horse trailer only has one door. So I'm going to send him back to this part of the tarp that's acting like the horse trailer, and when he shows expression and looks at it and looks curious at it, I want to allow him to take some time to investigate it. This tarp is being used in place of the trailer. What I want to show you is how many different obstacles we can use that will actually simulate the horse trailer loading experience. What I'm really practicing here is my ability to drive him out of my space. Did you see where I just moved that way out of my space? Stay out of my space, don't run me over while you walk across there. I'm standing in one location. I'm able to control him going forward and controlling where he goes. So there he turns and faces me. He's looking for direction. So the better that they are at these types of exercises, the higher the chances are of the trailer loading going well.